Welcome into another Friday edition of the 5-Star News. I'm Eli Owens, and we've got plenty to tell you on this Friday. First things first, let's start off with some announcements. Here's Lauren Self and Mitchell Kennedy with What's Up Heritage.
What's up, Heritage? We want to start this week off by saying a special thank you to all the guys who've raised over $10,000 for the Coosa County Children's Fund, and a special congratulations to Edie Atwell for winning Homecoming Queen. The 7th annual band mattress sale is going to be on October 24th in the cafeteria, and Heritage will be going back to 4 days a week in person on October 26th. Now on to Lauren Self with your weather.
Thanks, Mitchell. Now on to your weather. On Friday, it'll be a high of 78 and a low of 66 with a 50% chance of rain. On Saturday, it'll be a high of 77 and a low of 70 with a 60% chance of rain. On Saturday, it'll be a high of 75 with a low of 69 with a 70% chance of rain. On Monday, there'll be a high of 82 and a low of 64 with a 20% chance of rain. Now back to Eli for more news.
Thanks, you two. Looks like we might be getting a lot of rain this weekend. And now on to the news. And for our first story, we're talking about a schedule change that we have here at Heritage. Coosa County officials are letting kids that need extra help or tutoring come to school on Wednesdays to attend some of their classes to get their grades up. And here's Kaylor Cumbie with more on that story.
Okay, so beginning October 8th, Wednesday mornings, we will have some tutoring opportunities for students. It's going to last from 8:30 to 11:30, and October 8th, students will have to provide their own transportation. After fall break, we'll have buses that will run routes and pick you up and bring you here and take you home. We'll also have meals here on those Wednesday mornings. So basically what we're going to do is run a mini schedule with each class for about 45 minutes. Some students may stay in the same classroom for a couple of periods. And this is an opportunity for you if you have not been working at home on your digital learning days.
So we're going to start on Wednesdays. We'll give a chance for students who are behind or just need some extra help to come in on Wednesday mornings, get some extra attention from their teachers. I think it's a good idea. We've got some students who are just kind of being a little bit lazy at home or slacking off a little bit, so they could use some extra work. And it's getting that time of the year too where that grading period's coming up. So we've got to get our grades up before the end of the 9 weeks. So it's be a good chance for kids who are a little bit behind or a little bit slacking to kind of get caught up before the end of the grading period.
I'm a little concerned at how many students are failing classes at midterm, and hopefully this will be an opportunity to get work caught up, get some things done, fill in some gaps that you may have, and keep moving forward to earn credit for this semester.
Looks like a lot of you took advantage of this new tutoring opportunity. Moving on now, and Heritage High School students just last week took a statewide mock election. They took time out of their first block to vote for who they wanted to win the presidential election. The statewide results as well as the Heritage High School results are in, and here's Carson Palmer and Caden Snyder to tell you more about that.
All right, so Heritage participated in a statewide mock election along with 200,000 students from across the state of Georgia. And statewide, Joe Biden won overwhelmingly. But here at Heritage, Donald Trump won with 72% of the vote, and Joe Biden pulled 21% of the vote, while the Libertarian candidate, Joe Jorgensen, pulled 5%.
So Tuesday we did the online voting poll, and then I'm pretty sure Heritage won for Trump by like a majority vote. That's who I voted for. And it was really easy, very simple. I'm pretty sure Biden won Georgia, but...
Said that, I think that the urban versus the rural votes might have been, uneven, because it seems like the rural is for Trump and then urban is more for Biden. And, I don't know what that says, but that's kind of what it is. So, how's the election going to turn out in reality? I don't know.
It was a really good experience. I'm glad everybody was able to vote. And we'll see if this is a good predictor of what happens in the real election in November.
Sounds very interesting to me, but don't go anywhere because we have a commercial coming up, and then you're going to meet another person in our broadcasting class through a Who Am I project. Don't go anywhere because after that, there's sports.
Who am I? That sounds kind of stupid to ask myself, but you have no idea who I am. Well, my name is Kate Phillips. I'm a student at HHS, and I have a strong passion for creating things. Whether it be music, film, or some weird drawing I made from only lines, I love to create. And I don't really like to set myself boundaries when it comes to making stuff, Like if people just tell me I can only have one tempo in a song or I have to make a happy video, That's not what I want to do. Although it sounds cliche, I just like to create what's true to my heart. Music is definitely my strongest passion. It gets me through rough times, comforts me, and gives me great memories. I've been playing music for about 4 years now, and I do not plan on stopping anytime soon. I create music in my room in my little makeshift studio, and although it's not Justin Bieber's millionaire studio, it's more than enough for me. I'm still learning things, and hopefully I could be able to turn this into a career one day. Doing what you love as a job is the dream life after all. But until then, I'm going to keep teaching myself and improving myself to actually try and get there. My name is Kate Phillips, and I am the 5-Star News.
Welcome into sports, everyone. I'm Eli Owens, joined by Jamison Shook, and we are getting right into it.
That's right, Eli. We're going to start us off not with football because we're on our bye week, but with softball. And our girls had their senior night festivities this past Tuesday.
Yeah, and senior night always seems to be sad, but these girls couldn't be emotional for too long because they beat Ridgeland twice to gain their 4th straight region title.
How'd they get it done? Here's Noah Level with the story.
You know, had to win both to win the region, and so we were able to do that. Came out in the first game, played pretty well for the most part. Rachel was battling through some things, and you know, she's been doing great with that and so forth, and we've been able to spell her with innings and stuff, and so we were able to do that last night in game 2. You know, won 11-3 in the first game, and the second game kind of came out sluggish, and you know, we've had that happen in game 2, and so that's something that we have to take note on and we have to get better on. And you know, we're working through things, and so we kind of came out sluggish. We were down 2-1 going into the 5th inning, and then you know, Kelsey, who's our freshman, who's come in, has thrown some great innings for us. Got into a bases loaded jam with no outs and was able to get out of it. So she got 2 pop-ups and a hard ground ball that Bailey at third was able to kind of, you know, smother and cover and get the bag. So, you know, it was huge for us, the momentum swing, and then we come in that bottom half of the inning, make the adjustments, and, you know, 9 straight hits later, you know, we're up. You know, we scored 7 runs, and so, you know, we flip a game from that's 2-1 all the way to 8-2, and so it kind of was a momentum swing for us, and we ended up winning 10-2. So, you know, this is our 4th region championship in a row, and this senior class, that means they've swept region titles. I've got to look back. I think there's only been one other senior class in our history, or in our program's history, that has done that, that's a huge accomplishment, especially being in one of the top 2 regions of softball in 4A, in a sense. So, you know, it was a huge accomplishment for our senior class and for all of our girls. I can't say enough just about the class and you know, what they've meant to this program. I sent out a message on Twitter, and they were able to kind of see that. But, you know, first off, the senior parents kind of take hold of senior night. They do all the designs, they do all the setups and stuff like that, and it kind of gives ownership for us. So the senior dads got to come out and paint the Navy number for the stars, so it's always a cool memory for that for them. And then the moms and everything do their own get-up and their own setup out there.
The seniors had their senior night, and this was the last year with them, which is sad, and they're all my best friends, and it's sad, and we're really sad to see them go, but they're going to do good things in college, so it's fine.
Congratulations, ladies, and Coach Moore on yet another region championship.
To volleyball now, and our ladies are back on top of the state rankings.
That's saying something for sure. But they had to play Northwest at Northwest for another region match.
They swept them at home, but can they sweep them on the road? Here's Kate Snyder and Carson Palmer with that story.
Okay, so yeah, we came out pretty strong in the first set. It was really back and forth the whole time, and we were able to pull that out. And then in the second set, we just made some uncharacteristic mistakes, and we just seemed to not really be able to overcome those. So going into the third set, again, it was really back and forth. We just weren't able to pull it out. But because we lost in 3 sets, and we beat them in 2 sets the first time, that gave us a 3-2 advantage, which means we'll still be the #1 seed going into region tournament. I think that's huge because we were going to play at home regardless if we were 1 or 2. But within our region, between Northwest and Ridgeland and us, it's just going to be who's going to be willing to fight it out, and not having to play Ridgeland until, or Northwest again until that Saturday is huge. So we can really just focus on us and what we need to do. We actually play next Tuesday at Sonoraville against Sonoraville and Calhoun. So again, those will be good opportunities for us to play some good teams and to help us prepare and really get geared up for region tournament that will go that Thursday and Saturday of next week.
Tough loss, ladies, but it's good to know that y'all will still be the #1 seed in the region tournament.
Congratulations, ladies. Now, earlier we told you guys football had a bye week this week.
Yeah, but we play Ridgeland next week. And just because we aren't making things happen on the field this week, we are still making things happen off of it.
Yeah, so this week's Grateful General Spotlight, we recognize our 5-star dance team.
Yeah, so Grateful Generals was just kind of a program we started in the last couple of years, really just something we wanted to do to make sure our guys understand how appreciative we should be for just the many organizations and groups that help make our program special and certainly make Friday night special. We really think that having just kind of appreciation for where you come from and for what you do on a regular basis is key for living a successful, enjoyable life. And so we want to make sure that we're teaching our kids why we should be thankful and all the many reasons to be thankful. So this week, I think we're doing the Dancers, and the Dancers are one of those organizations that support us every Friday. They're one of also those organizations that have their own sport, their own competitions, their own things that they work for and try to achieve each and every year. And they, like the cheerleaders and the band and all the other organizations, come together and make Friday night special. So we wanted to make sure they know how much we appreciate them and feel their support on Friday nights.
All right, so I've been a part of the Grateful Generals thing, and you know, we wrote to the coaches' wives one time. Then the other day we wrote to the wonderful dancers, you know, out there cheering us on. Win or lose, you know, they're out there doing their little kicks and everything, and it's really impacted my life, right? To give thanks to other people, you know, you take everything for granted, really. And I've just been so honored to be a part of the Heritage High School Grateful Generals program. Thank you.
Good stuff right there. And now back to the news for one last story, and that story is Teacher Spotlight of the Week. And this week it is Coach LOLLIS, the best physical education and weight training coach of all time. Here's that.
Today we shine the spotlight on Logan LOLLIS.
My name's Logan LOLLIS. Originally I'm from Vidalia, Georgia, South Georgia. Eventually I moved up here because I met my wife down in St. Simons, and then I moved up here once we got married. So I think I've been up here approximately 7 or 8 years.
Teaching brought you. I know you were at Dalton before, right? And
right.
Now you're at Heritage. How did that go down?
So when I first moved up here, I didn't have a job whatsoever, and so I interviewed for a biology job here when I first got here, and then I interviewed for a 7th grade life science job down in Dalton, and Dalton called first, and so I needed a job, so that's how I ended up there. Like I said, I spent 4 years down in Dalton. Dalton's a great place to work, but I want to be back with family, and so my wife, she's a teacher, my sister-in-law's a teacher, my father-in-law used to be an administrator, all in Catoosa County here at Heritage, and so I want to be close to home and be on the same schedule as them. So,
what's it like to be able to come? I've always wanted to ask this. Be able to come and work in a gym like that as a PE teacher. I mean, I love going in there for practice and stuff. That's got to be like walking in like a presidential suite at some hotel, right?
It's nice. So this is obviously my first PE job. Like I said, I was involved in middle school science and high school biology. So for your first PE gig to get something like this, man, it's been awesome. You know what I liked about teaching, like even when I was in a science classroom, I always like to be hands-on. I like to, you know, do activities, and so now having a PE job, I like playing with the kids, and I think for them, it's fun for them to have their teacher out there playing, and so obviously I like competing, so I like to get out there and play with them, whether I'm all-time pitcher or whether we're playing three-point shootout or whatever it may be. I like to get out there and play with the kids, and it's fun for me as a teacher, and I think it makes things fun for the kids.
If you could be Mr. Bradford for a day, what would be some kind of rule or some kind of thing you may change or may go even more forward with than Ronnie does? He does obviously a great job, but if you had the school for one day, what would it be?
All right, man, if I had the school for one day, I would probably try to incorporate maybe some fishing class or something, and obviously I would make myself in charge of it. To make sure the kids know, how to bait their own hook and that kind of thing. And so adding some kind of elective like that, I think would be great. Like I said, I would love to head that up.
Now, I've asked a lot of the other teachers about this. You're probably the closest person that's came to this as far as this question goes, but if you could be a professional athlete, what sport would you play and who would you like to play for?
Well, I mean, obviously it'd probably be football. I played that in college, played linebacker. So for a team, I'm an Atlanta guy. I like the Falcons. Obviously, big Georgia guy. And like I said, I like the Hawks, the Falcons, and the Braves. And so I'd love to play for the Falcons.
have you called down there like in the last 15 or 20 minutes? They might could use you at linebacker or safety.
It's been a rough year to be a Falcons fan, and so hopefully the Braves can break this stigma of Atlanta sports, not winning a championship. So, yeah, we need something because the last 4 games for the Falcons have been rough, man.
I just love teacher spotlights and, of course, Coach Lollis. But with that, that's going to end it for this Friday edition of the 5-Star News. Kaylor Cumbie will be back with y'all the Tuesday after fall break. So until then, enjoy your fall break and stay classy, Heritage.